Welcome to Recovery Day, John Badger. Just finished off the last bit of the skier. I had a couple eggs. I'm going to finish... I'll not finish this chapter. Winnie the Pooh has got some big chapters. But, let's start. Crack! "Oh, help," said Pooh as he dropped 10 feet to the branch below him. "If only I hadn't," he said, as he bounced 20 feet onto the next branch. "You see what I mean to do," he explained as he turned head over heels and crashed onto another branch 30 feet below. "What I meant to do..." Of course, it was rather, he admitted, as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. "It all comes, I suppose," he decided as he said goodbye to the last branch, spun around 3 times, and flew gracefully into a gorse bush. "It all comes of liking honey so much. Oh, help!" He crawled out of the gorse bush and brushed the prickles from his nose and began to think again. And the first person he thought of was Christopher Robin. There are some adorable pictures in here. I didn't show them to you last night. There's him falling out of the tree, and there's him coming out of the gorse bush with all the prickles. And of course, here is him climbing the tree. I like that one. And here is him looking up. And last one, here is him sitting at Sanders. So. "Was that me?" said Christopher Robin in an odd voice, hardly daring to believe. "That was you." Christopher Robin said nothing, but his eyes got larger and larger, and his face got pinker and pinker. So Winnie the Pooh went around to his friend Christopher Robin, who lived behind a green door in another part of the forest. "Good morning, Christopher Robin," he said. "Good morning, Winnie the Pooh," said you. And here's another tree with Christopher Robin. This book is wonderfully illustrated. Love it. "I wonder if you've got such a thing as a balloon about you." "A balloon?" "Yes," I just said to myself coming along. "I wonder if Christopher Robin has such a thing as a balloon about him." Yes, I just said it to myself, thinking of balloons and wondering. "What do you want the balloon for?" You said. Winnie the Pooh looked around to see that nobody was listening and put his paw to his mouth and said in a deep whisper, "Honey." "But you don't get honey with balloons." "I do," said Pooh. "Well, it just so happened that you had been to a party the day before at the house of your friend Piglet, and you had balloons at the party. Of course you had Big Green Balloon, and one of Rabbit's relations had a big blue one and left it behind, being really too young to go to a party at all, and so you had brought the green one and the blue one home with you." "Which one would you like?" asked Pooh. "You asked Pooh." He put his head between his paws and thought very carefully. "It's like this," he said. "When you go after honey with a balloon, the great thing is not to let the bees know you're coming. Now, if you have a green balloon, they might think you're part of the tree and not notice you. But if you have a blue balloon, they might think of you just another part of the sky and not notice you. And the question is, which is most likely?" "Wouldn't they notice you underneath the balloon?" you asked. "They might or they might not," said Winnie the Pooh. "You can never tell with bees." He thought for a moment and said, "I shall try to look as small black cloud. That will deceive them." "And you had better have this balloon," you said, and so it was decided. Well, you both went out with the blue balloon, and you took your gun with you just in case, as you always did, and Winnie the Pooh went to the very muddy place that he knew of, and rolled and rolled and rolled until he was black all over. When the balloon was blown up as big, and you and Pooh were both holding on to the string, and you let go suddenly, and Pooh Bear floated gracefully up to the sky, and stayed there, level with the top of the tree, and for 20 feet away. Here's blue all covered. Oh, don't look at that yet. That's a secret. That's Pooh. "Hooray!" you shouted. "Isn't that fine?" shouted Winnie the Pooh down to you. "What do I look like?" "You look like a bear holding onto a balloon," you said. "Not," said Pooh anxiously, "not like a small black cloud in a blue sky." "Not very much." "Ah, well, perhaps from up here it looks different, and as I say, you can never tell with bees." There was no wind to blow him nearer to the tree, so there he stayed. He could see the honey, he could smell the honey, but he couldn't quite reach the honey. After a little while, Christopher Robin called down to you. "Christopher Robin," he said in a loud voice. "Hello? I think the bees suspect something." "What sort of thing?" "I don't know, but something tells me they're suspicious." "Perhaps they think you're after their honey." "It may be that. You can never tell with bees." There was another little silence, and then he called down to you again. "Christopher Robin." "Yes." "Have you an umbrella at your house?" "I think so." "I wish you would bring it out here and walk up and down with it and look up to me every now and then and say, 'Tut, tut, it looks like rain.'" I think if you did that, it would help the deception which we are practicing on these bees. Well, you laughed to yourself, silly old bear. Well, you laughed to yourself, silly old bear. But you didn't say it aloud because you were so fond of him, and you went home for your umbrella. Alright, I'm going to have to leave the story. No, I'm not. I'm going to read just a little bit more. Not much, but a little bit more. I'm loving this. Oh, there you are, called Winnie the Pooh as soon as he got back to the tree. I was beginning to get anxious. I have discovered that the bees are now definitely suspicious. Shall I put my umbrella up? You said. Yes, but wait a moment. We must be practical. The important bee to deceive is the queen bee. Can you see which is the queen bee from down there? No. A pity. Well now, if you walk up and down with your umbrella saying, "Tut tut, it looks like rain," I shall do what I can to sing a little cloud song, such as a cloud might sing. Go! So while you walked up and down and wondered if it would rain, Winnie the Pooh sang this song. How sweet to be a cloud floating in the blue. Every little cloud always sings aloud. How sweet to be a cloud floating in the blue. It makes him very proud to be a little cloud. Some of the bees were still buzzing suspiciously as ever. Some of them looked indeed, and left their nest and flew all round the cloud as it began its second verse of his song. Then one bee sat down on the nose of the cloud for a moment, and then got up again. Christopher! Ow! Robin, called out the cloud. Yes? I've just been thinking, and I've come to a very important decision. These are the wrong sort of bees! And that's going to be a cliffhanger. Alright, I love you, Kristen. Sleep well, keep calm, find a llama, carry on, and I will talk to you very soon. I love you. Bye.